Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James. It's the chair with the podcast number 6 already. Took a few weeks off here and there. Not much to talk about. Honestly, it's always the same stuff going through the coronavirus, and just feel awful for the people that are affected by it, whether it's mentally or physically. There's just a lot of people out there that I know that want instant uh, results. I know I do. I want things to be normal again. I mean, the world wasn't really normal, but at least in my part, go somewhere, do something that I want to do. That's I think the main part, and see people, go into people's houses, uninvited. I'm kidding. Invited. Um, Going to just have parties and kick back and just talk about good times and have good times, and maybe I'm gonna jinx myself saying it, but maybe in like 2 months things will get back to normal. But I know I have the doubters say more, or the whole year, or because there isn't a vaccine, that it'll be we'll have more cases in the fall, but we'll see. We got these murder hornets coming too, not Charlotte, but murder hornets. I think we could take another thing like this again. There's panic. You have to stay indoors and be on a hornet watch. Imagine that, hornet watch every day. I don't want to live like that. I just don't. Anywho, I'm gonna get to my AKAs. Of course, that's what I'm also known as, AKA the long range shooter. Catch me at Fireside Park. How about that? Oh wait, we can't. All right, we're locked down. We can't really go to the park. It's called the rooms off. AKA the non-blonde Larry Bird from way downtown. Bang. AKA the young the young John Taffer. Clean the fucking place out and shut it down. Shut it all down. I believe that you can do this. We're not. I'm not sponsored by anything, of course, but I like this beer right here, Chronic Ale from what is this? Pizza Port? Yeah, Pizza Port, local San Diego thing. Shout out to uh, Pizza Port. Gotta have their pizza again. It look good. AKA cookies and cream. Come up in here and lick me, girl. That's my favorite flavor. AKA 5-star essay. Fart in my face. I'll slash your face. AKA the cougar recruiter. Hide your wives and your mom's comes on about to drop some bombs. AKA the white OJ. I love white women named Nicole. AKA the white Bill Cosby, and my vanilla pudding pop. You won't remember last night. Nah. AKA the white prince, cause baby I'm a star. AKA brown softballs. You know why? Because I have big balls. AKA incredible edible eater and the non-stop eater, aka Total Savage, aka Big Game James, aka Plain James, aka Pull Out Master to avoid a disaster, aka the Brown Bobby Knight because I love to throw chairs. You never see that side of me. AKA California Cool, aka Jew Boy, somewhere out there. And I got some more AKAs. They didn't make the list the first time, but this time I'm like, yeah, let's hit it. AKA the Big Slow Eater. I do take my time. If any of y'all know me, or I kind of hide eating from people, but Yeah, I just digest slow. I don't care. Heard my body tell me, slow the fuck down. AKA the quick reader. I'm a pretty fast reader. Um, I don't think y'all know that about me, but yeah, I can skim through things, and if you have any questions or whatever, I think I can answer them. AKA genius of things that don't matter. If you see around me what I like musically, I know a lot, but man, I haven't been able to use it in any platform. AKA not PC. Can't you see? AKA food lover. Eating salad undercover. I had 3 of them bowls of was it the Cobb salad? No, chef salad and the Santa Fe. That shit was good. AKA one woman man. It's all I can stand. I have like the worst patience, I feel like, but it's weird. Like you won't really see me. I'll hide it for sure, but just who I am, whatever. AKA mess with me and I'll see. Mess with me and see. Haven't been tested yet, but we'll see. AKA I have spots where. Yeah, I added that one in very late, but I always wanted to share those AKAs with you. But I didn't never thought they would be anything um, to talk about, but there it was. AKAs are done. Gotta talk about what's behind me on the, right here. Last Dance just ended on Sunday, and it was 5 great weeks of behind the scenes footage of Michael Jordan and 98 Bulls, and then basically almost about his whole career going on. I thought it was just great how Jason Herter and the other producers and directors made this happen, because what I've heard is that there's 500 hours of footage from that season. Just imagine that, 500 hours. There's so much more out there that MJ didn't want you to see. He allowed people in that he wanted to interview. And he left out some that, hey, maybe you wanted to hear. Who knows? I know Karl Malone and Byron Russell did not want to be interviewed. I think Karl bitter maybe about losing to the Bulls twice in a row. Byron Russell, of course, being the guy who Jordan had the last shot on, the push off and all that, but of course, push off's not going to be called in that situation. So, now what? Now that the documentary's over, you can only go back to those pivotal games and then see what happens from there. There's some things with Reggie Miller, like I didn't know how tough that series was in '98 with the Pacers and the Bulls. Some cards I've got from my brother's collection. So here's Reggie Miller, but younger. From 18, the year I was born. Wow. They had a little thing in there on episode 9 where um, young MJ was not playing well in the game. And there's been a story like this, and here's a Phil card, by the way. Phil Jackson. This one is weird because this one, first year of him being head coach, and he's not he's cleanly shaved. He doesn't have a beard or anything. Just crazy to think that he had that. But anyway, that whole time there was that great story with Reggie Miller and how Michael Jordan was playing the Pacers one day. Could have been exhibition, or it was regular season, or he did it twice to the Pacers. But Michael Jordan again wasn't having a good first half, and Reggie teased him. And you never want to spark a fire, you never want to light a fire in Michael, and he goes off and has a great second half. The Bulls end up winning the game. That was just a great story to hear. And with the whole Last Dance thing, you've heard stories that either I wasn't around for, never read it, or anything like that. I'd never seen it, so it was pretty cool to have those stories and to see what came out of it. Just a success, basically. I know at the end of the 7th episode, you have Jordan there talking about how he's driven and he only plays one certain way, and that's to win, and then he plays with not a reckless abandonment for his teammates, but a criteria that is unmatched. And if you do it my way, you'll win. If you don't do it my way, you'll be gone. You'll be a loser. The one quote I think I remember him. I hope I get it right, but he says, "If you don't play that way, play that way. If you don't play that way." And he had tears in his eyes, like he meant it. Like it was and all the winning, validates those tears of joy, pretty much, and the passion that he didn't really he didn't speak out for much like social media that people do now, and I love that about him, that social media wasn't around back then. I love that. So he's focused on that one thing, and now you have athletes out here not focused on their craft, having mental issues because of social media, and they should just be focused on their job. So Jordan, maybe he's really looked up to, totally icon. I was thinking about like worldwide. It's not the Lakers, it's not the Yankees, it's not the Cowboys. It's Michael Jordan himself that's out there, just because of his brand, just because of all that he made, and the fact that he won. And you see like his brand going into all these different sports. It's just crazy to me to think how right away when he joined as a rookie with the Bulls, his Nike contract became a Jordan contract, and then bam, just went up all these years. Still going too with this Last Dance, so it's gonna be more and more. Like I even went out and got me a jersey, a Michael Jordan jersey, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, and a lot of you say, "Wow, why not?" But I haven't bought like any of the classic shoes. Like I have one Jordan workout shirt. Of course, I don't use it. It's a workout shirt. Fits really tight, but hopefully I'll stretch it out. That's what she said, or he said. Um, that is like newer Jordans, but I got them like secondhand. But I don't have anything much of Michael, like anything like that. And I was like, got that. I won't tell you where I got it, but I got that, and it was like, see now, like I see why people, wear that stuff and all that. So it was pretty cool to get that and to have something elite. Let's just say, very elite. And you look at it, it's like a sense of pride there. It's amazing to see what it is and all that. As you can tell, I slickly got that piece of paper. There's more though. I gotta get it with my toe. Anyway, it was amazing to see like the different interviews, his relationship with the security guards with Michael Jordan, how much he had to be protected going out everywhere, like the hotels and all that. And we had an episode, with him and saying how hard it is to go out and do stuff and be just himself. Hard to do. Like, I can see why he went out and golfed and, did all that. I can see that. I can see that definitely. To get away and golf. He worked on that hard. It's amazing what he had to deal with being a star and being a role model, I guess, for everybody. That's the main part. Being a role model, but doing things his way no matter what. That found the success. That's what I found him to be, awesome about it. Still had his way through all the teams that were trying to pull him down, and the admiration he got, that's just crazy to me. So, with all that being said, definitely go back and watch all the episodes of the Last Dance, and then form your own opinion, see what y'all think. But it was a good inside look to that crazy time, and Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, Phil, Horace Grant, John Paxson, all these guys. And I think the last thing I'll talk about it was the fact that the Bulls themselves, it's been 22 years since they won the championship. They've rebuilt once. I mean, for a good amount of years they were playoff contenders, and for 1 year had Derrick Rose as the MVP, Jimmy Butler. After that, to present time, there's been nothing for the Bulls to win. Meanwhile, Jordan owns the Charlotte Hornets, and they're on the fall again. And it's just amazing to think like how much control he had when he's on the court, but when he's off the court, when he's managing, but not on the court, and nobody's like him, it kind of hurts to see like his teams not do well, and it certainly shows that he was definitely one of a kind as a definite player. And I remember a story with Magic Johnson, and he was coaching the Lakers at the time in '94, the end of '94, and one of his assistants, I think, were Michael Cooper, and he was saying to Magic, he's like, you know, they all can't be you, right? He's talking about the Laker players, because Magic was not understanding why this team couldn't win '94 Lakers, why they couldn't be Showtime. Well, it just goes to show you, some guys have a higher standard. If you're not there, they're gonna question you because of their success. They're wondering how you can have success. And that's just the thing to think about when you have all these motivational speakers talking and all these people take your money just for words. And maybe you get words from someone else that won't take your money, but will just give you guidance and you just go from there. So you'll save money at least. Wow. So that was the last dance. Again, it was 5 weeks that we needed to have and to hold and to get through this whole virus thing with that. What the fuck? This little kid is... Wow, okay. I don't want to get in trouble with all the lyrics or whatever, but I did do some eBay shopping. That's what I was going to tell you about. Got some shoes, got some shirts. What else did I get? Totally forgot. But, oh yeah, I got a new mattress, duh. Yeah. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot of space now to do activities and hopefully work out. Gotta do that. But hopefully sleep better and get to it as soon as I can tonight. So it's been a lot of fun. Shout out to Ashley Furniture. They got me a deal, and that was fun. And through this whole virus thing, I thought the deliveries would be interrupted, but I guess not. And before a while, I was like, man, I gotta get a new mattress. I gotta sleep better and all this. And no, they got it for me, so thank God. Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about sports-wise again. Didn't want this to be like a whole sports podcast. You're trying to like blend in things that you've seen or you're interested in, because I don't get too political with stuff. I've done Trump skits and talked about the virus and politically what people should be following is science about it, not politics. That's why you'll see protests out there, but just relax. The string of NFL players getting arrested lately, like these whole last week or so, there's been like 5 or 6 NFL players getting arrested for just think about things that they shouldn't be doing. Like there was an armed robbery, there was DUI, speeding, another robbery, but it's like these players with money, they're young and they're bored, especially now being under quarantine. They want to go out and do stuff and feel like they have the power in the world. That's just not the case. They're out there blowing their chance to being productive people in their field of work, and it just amazed me how many arrests there've been, and it's the off season, yes, and there's like no supervision from the teams about everything. It's crazy to me, but I was alarming just coming into things because the state here, at least in California, said, maybe they're gonna open up sports with no fans in June. So you think about it, the off-season workouts start June, July, and then you get into preseason. You don't want somebody getting in trouble, no matter where they are. Because there's a couple of, Giants, Seahawks, Washington. I can't remember other people that got arrested, but anyway, you don't want someone to go in there and have legal troubles. I can't remember who. Remember the story. I don't remember who for sure, but they said the team told the player, "Don't come to the facility when it opens. Don't do any of that. Focus on getting your life together and your sentence reduced, or whatever the case is." So that was just amazing to think about. Like, chill, relax. Don't do anything stupid. You got loved ones, be with them. Don't go out and do stupid things. Don't rob a big party, Don't get DUIs and all that. I know there's not a lot of people out and you want to speed. You saw movies or something, or video games that makes you want to do stuff, but don't do that stupid stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, Friday I went out to drive. I'm of course in North County, San Diego. Ended up going up to Moreno Valley, Riverside, Orange County, just to check out things. Just bored. And great time, great friends. And out here doing things, and I just said don't go out. I know I just mixed my words, but I wasn't speeding or anything like that. No, we just out for a drive, and it felt innocent as hell because just out there, less traffic. I guess that was the best part about it. Drive-thrus, shit like that. It was just amazing. I think what's amazing to me is that talking with my old friend, and later on we'll do the diary of 2007, that summer, and thinking about when I started at my old job and the people there, and I was trying to get him to think about, who was there when I started, and some names came up. I was like, oh my god, I was like, oh, I remember that guy, and I remember her, and I remember him, and all the great people that I worked with before at all my jobs. It's just been crazy to think about, just all these years since that was 15 years ago, 14. So it feels like it. It feels like those years ago. With the jobs now I have, and trying to build up relationships with short time and nothing going on. There's obviously losing part to that. You want to go out, have parties, and hang out with people again, and just like Supreme said, someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So throughout this time, I always tell you, okay, what have I been doing other than going out when I need to, working? I do a lot of YouTube watching, and thankfully, there's many hours that you can go on and watch whatever. And I've watched a lot of late night shows from the past. Everybody has Netflix and they're watching their shows and Tiger King or whatnot, but I'm not really interested in all that. I'm just nah. All the sitcoms I've seen before, but and I could write them. I feel like there's some shows out there now I watch and I can predict like something happens unexpectedly, and whether it does with race or culture or PC-ness or what shows are trying to show now, where they have an agenda. And so I don't really watch much now. So I go back to 90s, 80s, early 2000s, 70s, whatever it may be. I go back to late night shows, and I've fallen into this not I don't want to say trap, but into something I've really enjoyed just by watching little by little. And it's been late show with David Letterman, or late night with David Letterman. Late show was later on, I think, with CBS, but late night with David Letterman. And he had a morning show before that too, and I've watched pretty much all I've been interested in, and it was like a pureness with his show. There's something real about it and that I really enjoyed, and he was interested in the interviews that he had. He had some crazy guests. He had some crazy shows and skits and funny skits and skits that didn't go well, but they just went through it, joked about it, had fun. And I really enjoyed all these shows, all these little things, and now I didn't know much about Dave Letterman. I didn't know much about him. I didn't watch his show growing up. I watched like Leno, Conan. Never really watched Fallon after a while. I just thought he was a bit too much. Like he fakes it. That's what I think. And there's just certain people out there that are real about it. Like it might not seem that they cared or whatever, but when it came down to it, it was like breath of fresh air seeing Letterman do his thing. And every time he had guests on and comedians on, that was fun too. And there was a lot of times I laughed out loud, and a lot of things I didn't get because it was before my time, of course. But when you have Google, you can, figure it out and figure out, why is this such a crazy thing to say? Why is that funny? So I went back and seen that, and I loved it. I don't know anybody. I know myself, of course, but I don't know anybody. Maybe my friend that goes back in time and watches as much as I do, and as we do. Like the whole gambling thing with Jordan and the time he took off baseball or took up baseball for his dad. I didn't know much about it until the game was shared with me, and I watched it, and I saw interviews, and I read things, and now I know. And when the documentary came with Michael, I was informed. So that was great. That was honestly great to see that. So going in the past is better for me than the present. So if you want to call me a boomer, you can call me a boomer. I don't care. Listen, boomer. Okay, boomer. You know, whatever those idiots say now. I'll be saying it too. Don't get me wrong. She's weird about my personality. I'll be on one side one day and one side the other day, and then I try to get in between. You gotta hear both sides. So I'm not loyal to anything. If you're trying to pick me up for something, if you're trying to get me to vote one way or go one way, I'm not gonna let you do that. You made a mistake, dude. I'm not gonna let you tell me how to live my life and what I should think and feel. Ain't no way. If I feel that way that day, that's how I'm gonna feel. If I feel another way, okay. You know, you're gonna let me rock. Lil Wayne's playing. I was thinking of a lyric he said. And if your friends come around, I'm gonna show them what these teardrops are all about. I guess he has teardrops underneath his eye. That means you killed someone, murdered someone. So, I was thinking, should I get tattooed? tears, tears tattooed on my face. But nah, I don't think I will. Anyway, let's go to 2007. Right back. No, this ain't, but to the diary we had. I don't know why I say diary, but I was weird back. I'm still weird, but I had this thing. Had this little paper that I've written and all that. Real lonely time in my life until I met some people at my job, and you see what's come of it. This weirdness. Anyway, it was July 10th, 2007. Well, for this day, tis day, I thought it was something back then. So I would say little things. Well, for tis day, I woke up today knowing that my room was clean and my landlord was coming, but never checked my room, just others. Got a text from Jordana to go to the pool by our house with her BF and little sister and this girl named Brittany. I have no clue who are the other people. No damn clue who the other people are. Brittany. There's been so many Britneys in my life. There's even one at work, so shout out to her. And of course, Britney Spears. What's your favorite Britney Spears song out there, I wonder? Mine's, Slave for You. I don't know, that always get me started. Oh yeah, this was the day of the All-Star game back in baseball. Anyway, it was relaxing to be in the water. I remember having like 3 cramps while I was in the water, and I ate something too before I got in. But I tried to hide it so much while I was in there. So that's something I didn't write. I think I was very protective of, I think. Yeah, I went to go watch the game, and then I went back with the same people, went to the house and chilled. Yeah, I remember this day. So that was a lot of fun, and yeah, I remember that for sure. Let's do a bonus one since I was small. So the next day, July 11th of 27, 2007, excuse me. Hey, what is up today? I woke up around 8:30. I watched some TV, had some breakfast. And I went to go get a phone. Probably one of those flip phones back in the day. I can't remember what it was exactly, but it seems like 7 phones ago, maybe 5. I got a call from her saying we wanted to chill at the mall, went to eat, chill and talk. This is always weird. I wanted her, she had a boyfriend. It was just, excuse me, maddening at the time. Madness. And my little heart was just like horrified, I guess, that she could never get with me. It was weird. Went to another friend's house and chilled. That was pretty cool. I always remember that. And times we spent. It's something from '07. Oh yes. What else did I do? Oh, yo. The next day. Oh, yeah. About the next day. I got a call. Um, Later that night. From this dude named David now. This guy named David. Black dude, skinny. He was almost like Prince if he like wasn't as black. And I knew uh, I never knew he did something shady, but he did. And I think he like stole some money out. He was one of those thieves or something. But again, I had to work for a coworker, 6 to 10. I had the day off, but I still went in. I figured 6 to 10 would be quick. And then go in for someone else. I was just running around. And I think I just switched those days, and that was that. But that was just a little bit from '07, and those days I'll never forget. Living well, I think, but I never got to enjoy it because I think of myself getting into it pretty much. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed, and it's been a fun podcast. Kind of long, but there's so much I wanted to get talking about and enjoy. And see you next time on the Chair Podcast. This has been number 6 of it. The podcast. We'll see you next time. Later.